Now here to give us a preview of this year's Independence Day extravaganza, a Capitol Fourth, the national celebration and concert from the U.S. Capitol. I'm joined by executive producer Michael Colbert. Michael, thank you for being here. You and your father jointly produced two of what I think are two of the most unifying events in the country, and that is the Memorial Day concert and a Capitol Fourth. How did you get involved with your father in this?
Well, you know, it was July 4th, 1981.
Wow.
The first concert. My dad was coming down to the Capitol and said, "Hey, kid, jump in the car," okay? And mostly I was in awe, you know, but I had a job. I had to keep an eye on his script and make sure he had his Diet Cokes.
Oh, okay.
So,
very important, very important things as those multiple rehearsals kick in. So then you get formally involved down the road.
That's right, yeah. Upon graduating from Catholic University here in Washington, I went back to Massachusetts, where we hail from, and I spent a year working for Catholic Charities at a homeless shelter for families. And, you know, I wanted to give something back. I wanted to learn. It was a blessing. I got to live with my grandmother. And, you know, when I was done with that year, I came back down here to Washington. And, you know, my dad just said to me, "What are you doing on Monday?"
Get in the car.
"I'm not, yeah, you got it." Right, exactly, you know. And so away it went from here.
Wow.
And, but for over 15 years, I've, you know, gone away from our company Capitol concerts and worked on programs in New York and Nashville and Los Angeles, Country Music Awards and the like. I lived in Los Angeles for a long time. And, you know, working with my dad, not only was it a joy, but, you know, we used to say I was never going to be an SOB, a son of a boss, okay? So I was able to go out on my own, you know, and learn and produce and all that kind of stuff. But it was always stayed connected here and would come in and help him with the concerts.
And now you've taken the reins over and continued what he started. And there was an interview where he said it's important to always protect the vision of these concerts. What was his vision and the vision?
Yeah, his vision was, you know, with Memorial Day, let's start, okay? After Vietnam, Memorial Day kind of got lost a little bit in the nation, and he felt that it was one of our most important holidays. And to, you know, to come together as a nation, as a community, to the Capitol and tell those who are serving, who have served, their families, that we honor you, we remember you, we love you. And, you know, today we are at war. You know, there's so many who've come home with visible or invisible wounds. And, you know, this is our opportunity, you know, to let them know how much we thank them, we love them. But we're also trying to bring Memorial Day back to the real meaning. That time to remember the over 1 million Americans who've made the ultimate sacrifice for our nation. So that's what guided him through Memorial Day, and I'm really honored and proud to continue that tradition. But, you know, on the 4th of July, you know, this is like, you know, a common in New England in the town square, you know. And to come together, like John Adams said, you know, it would be the most memorable day in history, right? With pomp and parade,
and fireworks,
and illuminations.
Illuminations,
right?
That's right.
And so to be able to share joy, you know, to celebrate, to come together in our love for this nation. It's about unity. And so I'm very, very proud to keep that going.
Well, it's an important tradition, and I think at this time, when you see the politics so divided in ways, frankly, I've never seen in my career, over 20 years of covering this town.
Yes.
It seems the tempers are at a higher pitch, and the animosities have grown. It's important to remind people, and I say this all the time, that we are one people. And these events remind us of those moments. Tell me, From your perspective, what of your dad's example do you take with you as you go to these Capitol grounds and continue what he did and watch the scaffolding get into place and the band come together and the performers arrive?
Yes.
What in his example did you see that you go, you know, I'll never lose sight of that?
Well, my father wanted to give back. He wanted to make a difference and to use this, powerful medium of television to do that. So he felt guided in doing these things, and I truly do as well. It's when you're trying to do something good, we know it's not always easy, but for us to be able, like Isaiah, comforting those who mourn, I mean, that's a real strong guiding force. And his faith and mine are really such a big part
at the heart of it. Yeah, I want to show
Absolutely.
the audience a little clip of your dad. This is from an interview we did a few years ago. Watch.
I meditate almost every day on Scripture, and I'm trying to listen to what we should be doing, and I feel like I'm getting a lot of grace and support to do this.
This concert is now in its 38th year, the Capitol
That's right.
Fourth, which is really unbelievable. And you must be, having watched it mature and grow, you must be in awe of how big it's become. Why do you think people tune in every year? It's the highest rated event on PBS.
That's right.
Why?
People tune in because they're looking for good programming. They're looking for something, as we were talking earlier, to unite America, okay? And, why not have a party, too,
Yeah.
This wonderful experiment in democracy, it's the greatest country in the world. I know we have our ups and downs in life and all that kind of stuff, but for this day, to get together and have a moment of joy.
Yeah.
What's wrong with that?
And PBS is common ground. It's common ground
That's
in the
right.
broadcast universe. It's public television. I think it still serves an important and special role. And that your father has really helped grow and attract people to in many ways, and you, by continuing these concerts. What is the most challenging aspect of putting this together? What don't we see?
The weather.
Well, I've seen that a couple of times out on those grounds.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly. There's so much work that goes on behind the scenes, months and months and months of preparation.
Wow.
But, in show business, nobody wants to see the man behind the curtain.
Yeah.
And you want it to come across as smooth and easy. I love live television. But your eyelid can get a little twitching,
Right.
When you see those clouds.
Well, how many people? There are hundreds of people working on this concert. This one
That's
concert.
Right. Yeah. It's over 500 people working backstage, and we just added up on a Capitol Fourth this year, in one way or another, 471 performers.
Oh my
okay,
gosh.
Between the National Symphony Orchestra,
Right.
Choral Arts,
The flag bearers.
that's right. The Army Band, on, all of the artists. We have a real fun moment coming. Jimmy Buffett is going to be July 4th this year, and he's bringing his Broadway musical, Escape to Margaritaville, and
wow.
there's over 30 members in the cast, you know what I mean?
my gosh.
But it's going to be a party to kick off the party.
And you've got Broadway legend Chita Rivera.
Oh, we're
Which is
honored.
incredible.
Oh, we're really excited. This year marks the 100th anniversary of the great Leonard Bernstein's birth. He wrote West Side Story,
yeah.
which Chita originated in the role of Anita, so that she's going to host that segment. It's going to be pretty wild.
How many rehearsals do you do, Michael, for this production?
Somehow we shoehorn it all in about a day and a half. Okay, which we certainly could use a little more.
You could probably use 3 weeks, but you get a day and a half.
And we've got a bunch of great pros who come work with us. It's a real community. A lot of these shows can be pretty wild backstage. Everyone's coming together, and it's a family backstage. It's wonderful.
As you look back, because you've really been present since the beginning of this. What are the performances or the interactions of a performer with the production and with the concert that you recall most?
Ray Charles, America the Beautiful.
Oh my gosh.
He hits the most beautiful chorus, and the fireworks go off, behind the iconic Washington Monument. It was not only one of the great moments, to me it was one of the great moments of my life. If you couldn't be proud to be an American, then there was no way.
There's no way you're going to find it.
It was awesome.
Wow.
Okay. Dolly Parton coming out. She had so much chutzpah. She was so fun and one of the most lovely people you've ever met. I mean, on and on. There's been so many great moments with all this great tapestry of Americans and American music.
Well, for many years, the last, 12 years, my family has been physically on the site for both the Memorial Day and the July 4th concerts.
Wow.
And I have to tell you, my children now, I have a 19-year-old who's at Notre Dame, and he will tell me all the time, wow, remember when we saw Neil Diamond, Barry Manilow, when we saw Anita Baker or Natalie Cole.
Right.
Really, these are the icons of American music, and it's so great that you can share it with the whole nation. But to be present and watch it live, it really is. It's an incredible gift to the nation.
And when the orchestra does its downbeat to sing a national anthem, and you look up at the Capitol, hundreds of thousands of people there, I mean, it gives you goosebumps every time.
Yeah, no, it really does. What do you hope people take away this year? What's different this year?
This year, we have the most stars we've ever had. It's going to be a great party. John Stamos is coming back to host again this year. He did a fabulous job for us last year, and he's a new dad, and he's bringing his baby boy. He's pretty excited. We're honoring America's Band, the Beach Boys, and it's going to be a great
They'll
moment.
be performing?
They sure will, absolutely.
Great.
And a little sneak hint here, Jimmy Buffett's going to play with them.
Oh, wow.
That's going to be an awesome moment. The greatest a cappella group, Pentatonics, is coming. They've got the #5 album in the country right now. The young, hottest country singer out there right now, Luke Combs, he has the #1 album in country. Lauren Elena, who's a huge country star right now. Andy Grammer, who's such a popular pop star, but we've got legends.
Yeah, and Renee Fleming,
and the Renee Fleming, the Temptations. But Renee, I am just so in awe of her talent, but also what a wonderful human being she is. And so we're going to do something special. We're going to do a tribute to all of our troops and their families. Renee is on Broadway right now doing Carousel.
Right.
And she's going to come and sing You'll Never Walk Alone for all of our troops and their families. And then we're going to bring up on stage during the song 50 members of our armed services and their families.
Wow.
I don't think there'll be a dry eye in the place.
No. Well, there rarely is, I have to say, having sat through so many beautiful concerts. But it's a moment for the whole country to come together and to remember who we are as a people, and to salute that and to celebrate it. And I thank you, Michael, for making it possible for all of us.
Thank you, and we hope you'll come join us again.
Don't save me a seat.
That's a deal.
Save me a seat.
See you on the 4th.
Great to see you. Thank you.
Cheers.